This is Apostle Lance. I recently received a phone call from a gentleman who was a lot frustrated by his wife. And then he called his wife all sorts of names. She is foolish. She is irresponsible. She is so careless. She does not respect me. And he went on and on and on. And I felt so hurt by the kind of words that he was speaking about his wife. And then as he spoke, the apostolic in me rose up. And then I had to just be so careful because I was feeling that this gentleman does not know exactly what he is talking about. You know, one thing that I want us to understand as men, the Bible says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. Which means it is us, the men, who are supposed to find wives. Now, when you get married, it means you found a wife who was suitable for you. You took your time, you searched, and you were sure that you chose the right one for you. Now, when you turn around tomorrow and you begin calling this woman foolish, irresponsible, careless, or whatever that you call them, then it means that you are a double fool. Because if you were wise, you would not be foolish enough to choose a foolish woman to marry you. So while you are seriously calling your wife irresponsible, you were irresponsible to choose an irresponsible woman. When you say your wife is careless, you were careless in choosing a careless woman. When you say your wife is foolish, you were so foolish to choose a foolish woman. Why am I saying this? Of all the women in the world, why would you choose to marry that one? You saw that the law of attraction says you attract what you are. So if you are foolish, you will attract foolish. So I want to call upon husbands to understand one thing, that you cannot help your wife transform by calling her foolish. You help your wife transform by calling her what you want to see in her and by praying for her. The Bible says, husbands, love your wives even as Christ loved the church, that he gave himself up for it. And then he says that he cleanses it by the washing of water by the word, that he might present to himself a perfect church. You need to understand that the way Christ cleanses us is by word. So as husbands, because we are supposed to love our wives even as Christ loved the church, we cleanse our wives, we purify our wives through our words. The words that you speak concerning your wife are words that purify her or are words that destroy her. Remember, your wife is your glory. So if your glory is foolish, then you are foolish. So instead of abusing her, why don't you begin to speak positive words to her? And actually, you need to understand that you never married a perfect woman. So before you abuse her, always remember that you yourself are not perfect, just as she is not perfect. So I'm calling upon men, let us take back our places of leadership. Leadership is by example. You don't lead by commanding. You lead by setting example. Maybe it is your bad leadership that is causing you to see the foolishness in this woman. May the Lord help you. May the Lord have mercy upon us husbands, because we have really fallen too short. Stay blessed.